Hey guys, what's up? This is Jay from Sentinel Trading Channel. So welcome to a latest episode of the Binbot Pro Trading software. So today is the 8th of January. It's pretty much an update video of how the trading progress with Binbot Pro is going after the major change of market like a month or two ago. So there has been like a lot of changes in terms of the how the market moved, especially for method C. So we were experiencing some sort of lack of opportunities for method C, and also drop in accuracy for that particular method, and because of that I've actually devised a different setting to cope with the changes in market recently. And in this episode, you're going to get to see a few trading examples of these various methods that I've actually have got the opportunity to execute, and you guys can actually stay tuned to watch the whole execution process through TradingView, and also me turning off and on the robot and stuff like that. Alright, so before we get into the content, please remember to subscribe to my channel, Sentinel Trading Channel, and also click the thumbs up button if you like my content. Alright, so pretty much you can see the current balance is standing at 8,000. So if we compare to my previous episode, it was pretty much at about near 5k. So and you can see the balance is rising up pretty well right now. So it's beating my previous high of 6k from ever since I've had my huge withdrawal from my broker Binary Cent. And also, and you guys can obviously know that this is true trading execution from the Binbot Pro trading software. Alright, so you can see there's 3 different settings right now. So test robot V2 is pretty much for the method C, and also method just method C, sorry. And the new settings V3 will be for method D and E. So pretty much method D is a variation of method C. The only difference is the settings itself, and also the difference in the ATR level when we execute it. And also method E is exactly the same as method A, except that we practice it during in between 5 AM GMT to maybe 9 AM GMT. Alright, so and also the settings will be using the test robot V3. Okay, so please stay tuned to watch the trade execution example in the following segment. And I would say overall, from the balance growth, I would say we are looking at a very good rise. It might actually drop a little bit, as you know, trading, there's no way that we can actually have upside all the way. So we probably have some zigzaggy movements, but I think overall, as we execute more trades in the longer term, we probably can break this 8k balance and grow it into a bigger balance. Alright, so so for those new subscribers and also viewers that have not watched any of my Binbot Pro trading videos before, please make sure to watch the older videos as well, so you guys can actually have a greater picture of how I do my videos, and also why the videos would probably help you guys more, because I will show on the trading view charts and also which indicator and what we are looking for before I execute these specific methods. Alright, and if you guys are interested in getting access to my method, please make sure that you guys drop me an email at the email or the contact details you see on your screen right now, and preferably before you guys register. So if you guys register and fund an account using my referral link, you get the method for free. And otherwise, if you already have an account, just drop me an email, and then we'll discuss how we move on further from there. Alright, so do enjoy the rest of the video. Stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so we have this first example here, and right now it's 7 AM. So the ATR level is reaching the yellow line. So and there's a stochastic cross, the alert just happened. So based on this condition, we will still use method C. So the conditions for method C will be the ATR level needs to be able to hold above the red line. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so I've just executed the robot, and we'll wait for the trade to be executed. Alright, so now we're back. So we have a trade at 7:12 call trade. Let me turn off the robot. Okay, so it's turned off. So 7:12 call trade. So let me put an arrow at the 7:12 bar. Okay, so then we'll wait for the trade results to expire. Alright, so be right back after this. So you guys can notice that it is a test robot v2. This is a method C execution. Okay, now guys, we're back. So apparently we have actually won the first trade, and now balance stands at 5,800. So I can change the trade, the arrow to green color. So yeah, basically you can see the ATR level is nicely holding above the red line. So on cases where if the ATR level just crosses red line but it is angling down immediately, so we probably shouldn't execute method C, and we should use method D instead. So it really depends on where the ATR level is apparently holding at that point of time. Alright. And especially if it's angling so much this way, it has a very high chance to actually hold the level above a certain line. Okay, let's move on to the next example. Alright guys, so this is the next example, and right now in this example it's 8 AM in the morning, and this one, and the ATR is clearly above the yellow line, so this execution method will be very similar. In fact, it is 100% similar to method A. So that means we'll need to wait for the RSI to go out of the channel, and the ATR is above the yellow line, and after that two conditions are met, we'll wait for a stochastic RSI to form a cross. That means an X. So in this example, instead of using the test robot V1, we are going to use the test robot V3 for this type of situation. So the main difference between method A and this method, which is method E, the execution are the same, so the only difference is when we apply it. So in method E, we're going to apply it from 5 to 9 AM GMT plus 0, and for method A is 1 PM to maybe like 6 PM GMT. So the difference, one is the time, and second is the robot settings that we use. Alright, so for method A we use a test robot, the first version of the robot that I've been using since the first time I used Binbot Pro, and for this one, method E, we are going to use the latest robot settings, but we are going to follow the method A trading execution. So as you can see, the RSI has went out of the channel, that's why it sends me an alert, and the ATR is clearly above the yellow line and holding. So right now we just have to wait for a stochastic RSI to form an X or cross. Alright, so let's just wait for the cross to happen, and then we are going to take a trade. Right, so right now the stochastic RSI is already touching, so we're gonna wait for it to form a little small X where we can see the blue line from the stochastic RSI is clearly crossing the red line. Right now it's not crossing yet, it's somewhat parallel, so we're looking for an X to happen. So now there's pretty much an X form. So let me click the test robot V3 and activate it. Okay, so you can see there's a tiny X. It's not like parallel, so that's why and also remember that I've activated the test robot V3, which is the latest settings. Okay, so right now we have a trade open, call trade at 8:18 AM. So let me turn off the robot first, and then we're going to, let me put an arrow at 8:18, upward arrow, call trade. Alright guys, so we're back, and we can see that it ended up a winning trade, and the balance right now is 6,300. Let me change the arrow color to green. So at the bar that we won during the expiry, it actually ultimately formed a pin bar, but it clearly hold at the level above our entry level, so that's all good. Alright, so let's move on to the next example. Alright guys, so we just have an alert and we are looking to trade using the method C right now because the ATR level managed to hold above the red line. So the next step is for us to wait for the timer, which is now 6:49 20 seconds. So I'm gonna wait for 30 seconds before I activate my robot. Alright, so I'm gonna explain a little bit more about the ATR level later after the trade execution. Alright, now it's 30, so I'm gonna activate my test robot V2, turn on the robot now. Okay, so it seems like we have a trade open at 6:50. It's a call trade. Let me turn off the robot right now. Put a call and upward arrow. Alright, so we're gonna wait for a result after this. Alright, so we're back. So clearly we've won the trade. So let me show you. My balance now is 6,800, and based on trade history we actually clearly won. So the reason why I chose method C instead of method D is because previously, as you can see, like a couple of minutes ago, the ATR did manage to hold above the red line even though it has a downward angle. However, I would advise, if you guys are new and not comfortable with such a movement, especially when the ATR is angling down, and especially this stochastic cross you see on the left, do avoid them. Alright. Alright guys, so we have an alert. So the alert came out at 6:29, about 36 seconds. So in this condition, as you can see, the ATR level is forming a slight peak, but it's just slightly above the red line. So most likely in this situation, go for method D. And the important thing about method D is a bit different, because if the alert came out at after 30 seconds, let's say for example just now 6:29 30 seconds, we must activate the robot before the next 30 seconds. Alright, so in this situation I'm going to turn on my robot right now. So yeah, so the important thing is if the stochastic RSI cross happen after a 30-second timer, we have to activate the robot before the next 30 seconds. Alright, so now we have a trade open, a call trade at 6:30. Let me turn off the robot and put the, let's see, an arrow. So let's wait for the trade to expire and I will explain further on the timer part. Alright guys, so we're back. So we've actually won the trade. We can see based on the chart, it's clearly a nice upward movement there. So as I was saying, now you can see the ATR level is clearly dropping back below the red, and in fact it's dropping below, might drop below the purple line. So in the situation where the ATR, if it's just hovering on the purple line, we still can exercise method D. Alright, so just keep that in mind. So as I was saying, if for method D, it's pretty much a new update. So if the stochastic RSI cross after the 30-second timer, you can turn on the robot immediately. But if the timer crosses past the next 30 seconds, let's say it crosses at 6:29 30 seconds, you can turn on the robot for method D immediately. However, if the timer reaches 6:30 30 seconds and you have not turned on the robot, I would suggest you do not turn on the robot. Alright, so that's one key difference for method D on the timer part. Alright guys, so we have an alert that just happened 7:28 about 06, and the ATR is above the red line, so we're going to exercise method C. So we just have to wait for the timer like to reach 7:28 30 seconds, then we turn on the robot. And remember, this is method C. Method C, we always wait for the timer to go 30 seconds before we turn on the robot. Alright, so now it's 30 seconds. I'm going to turn on the test robot V2, and we're just going to wait for a trade. Alright, so this chart, actually we had a sudden bounce in volatility. Okay, so now we have a trade open, a put trade. Let me turn off the robot. A put trade right over here. Alright, so yeah, so let's just wait for the trade to expire. I do have an additional comment for this particular trade here. No worries, I'll just explain after we get our results. Alright guys, so we're back. So apparently we have won this trade, so that's pretty good news. So you can see my balance is at 8 grand right now. So let me change the color to green. Alright guys, so there's a little fair warning. So if you can look at the price structure, like on the extreme left, you can see it's a nice wavy movement. The price go down and then it goes up and then goes down. But however, in this region, you can see it's like a mix. It's no clear direction, but it's forming a horizontal channel, and in fact it's a like this. On the channel on the right, it's about 3 pips, and the channel on the left, it's about, let's say, like 4 pips, right? So in fact it's a bit bigger because there's a huge pin bar right over there. It can go up to like 7 pips actually. So a fair warning, if you guys actually see this type of price structure where it's not a nice oscillation movement, like a wavy movement like on the left right there, that's actually not really a good sign, and it should be a warning sign that you should actually stop trading. So I fortunately I got lucky in this trade. So I wouldn't say this is a good example, but hope that this the previous example show you how dangerous trading within a huge horizontal channel can be very risky, because suddenly there'll be like huge green bar and also a huge red bar, right? So all right, so I guess that's all for this episode, guys. So hope you guys can find this episode a bit useful, especially in introducing the new method D and E. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me, drop me an email, or drop me a message on Skype. I try to respond as soon as possible. Please be patient with me because I do have a lot of emails and questions on a daily basis. So before I sign off, as usual, do remember to subscribe to my channel, and also hit the like button if you find this video helpful. So till next time, guys. So that's all, and trade safe, guys.